Hey everyone, recently we made a list about the greatest inventions in history. As much as we love those amazing discoveries, there are a few that stand out above all the rest for their sheer impact on the course of humanity. Join us as we look at 5 inventions that changed the world forever. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel at No 5 The Wheel. Can you imagine life without wheels? Cars, trucks, bicycles, wheelchairs, roller skates, and shopping carts all rely on this ancient invention. But did you know that the wheel wasn't actually invented for transportation? The earliest evidence of the wheel comes from ancient Mesopotamia around 3500 BCE. Archaeologists found that people living in the region were using small circular discs made of wood to help them make pottery. It wasn't long before someone got the idea of putting a flat surface on top of the axle, so that a potter's wheel could turn more easily. This led to the development of the potter's wheel, which is still used today. While the potter's wheel was an important invention, it wasn't until much later that the wheel really started to take off. Around 2000 BCE, people in Mesopotamia began using wheeled vehicles for transportation. Chariots pulled by oxen or horses were an important part of life for many civilizations, including the Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. The wheel was also used to develop other important technologies, such as the water wheel, which was used to power mills. The wheel and axle is one of the simplest machines, but it's also one of the most important. It's the foundation of all mobility, whether we're talking about cars, planes, factory machines, or anything else that moves. Without the wheel, our world would be a very different place. Fun fact, the wheel wasn't invented by a single person. Instead, it developed independently in several different cultures around the same time. Next up at No. 4, the printing press. The printing press is one of the most important inventions in history. It made it possible to mass-produce books, which led to the spread of knowledge and ideas throughout Europe. Johannes Gutenberg, a German blacksmith and goldsmith, is credited with inventing the printing press with movable type in 1440. This was a revolutionary invention that allowed for the quick and easy reproduction of text and images. Before the printing press, books were expensive and rare because they were produced by hand. This meant that only the wealthy elite could afford to buy them. But once the printing press was invented, books became much more affordable. Gutenberg's first major project was to print a copy of the Bible. He completed this task in 1455, and the book was an immediate success. It quickly sold out, and there was a clamoring for more. However, despite its success, Gutenberg lost ownership of his press after a lawsuit. Right as the printing press was taking off, he realized the importance of his invention and tried to patent it. But the courts ruled against him, saying that his invention was not novel enough. This was a huge mistake, because it allowed others to start their own printing presses and compete with Gutenberg. In the years that followed, the printing press played a major role in some of the most important events in European history. For example, it was used to print the pamphlets that Martin Luther nailed to the door of the Wittenberg Church in 1517, which sparked the Protestant Reformation. The printing press was also essential during the scientific revolution and the Enlightenment. It allowed scientists and philosophers to share their ideas with the public, which helped to usher in a new era of knowledge and understanding. Fun fact, the first book ever printed by Gutenberg's printing press was the Gutenberg Bible. At No. 3, electricity. Electricity is one of the most important inventions in history. It's everywhere. We use it to light our homes, communicate with people around the world, refrigerate our food, automate our factories. Without electricity, our world would grind to a halt. The discovery of electricity is really a series of discoveries and inventions by many people over many years. Some of the key figures include English physicist Michael Faraday, Serbian-American inventor Nikola Tesla, and American inventor Thomas Edison. Faraday's experiments with magnetism and electricity in the 1830s led to the invention of the electric motor and the transformer. Tesla then built on Faraday's work, developing the alternating current AC system, which is still used today. Edison, meanwhile, was focused on developing a practical system for generating and distributing electricity. In 1879, he successfully developed the first incandescent light bulb. This led to the construction of the first electrical power stations and distribution networks. With the advent of electricity, the Industrial Revolution was able to take off. Factories were able to run day and night, powered by electric motors. The electric light bulb ended the constraints of daylight hours and gave people more time to pursue their interests. Electricity also led to the development of new technologies such as the telephone, radio, and television. Fun fact, Nikola Tesla envisioned a system for wireless electricity over a century ago, but it's still not widely available. No. 2. The Internet. The Internet is one of the most important inventions in history. It connects over 5 billion people around the world and allows them to communicate instantly. The Internet has also revolutionized the way we work, play, and learn. It's become an essential tool for communication, commerce, and entertainment. The origins of the Internet can be traced back to 1969, when the first message was sent over the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, ARPANET. ARPANET was a government-funded project that created a network of computers that could share information with each other. In the 1980s, the internet began to grow rapidly as more and more people and organizations connected to it. The World Wide Web (WWW) was invented in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee, and it further popularized the internet. The WWW allowed people to access information and resources on the internet using graphical user interfaces and web browsers. Today, the internet is used by billions of people around the world. It's become an essential tool for communication, commerce, and entertainment. For example, you're watching this video on the internet. If you're watching this video on the internet, then chances are you're connected to the internet. You're probably using a computer or a smartphone, and you're accessing content through a web browser. All of this is made possible by the internet. Fun fact, the first email ever sent simply said "Kort Tuyup." It was sent in 1971 to test the new email system. And finally, at No. 1 Penicillin. Penicillin is one of the most important medicines ever discovered. It's estimated that penicillin has saved over 200 million lives. It's been used to treat everything from minor infections to life-threatening diseases. Penicillin was discovered by Scottish physician Alexander Fleming in 1928. He was studying a culture of bacteria when he noticed that one of the dishes had been contaminated by a mold. He named the mold Penicillium notatum, and he found that it produced a substance that killed bacteria. Fleming called this substance penicillin. At first, penicillin was only available in very small quantities, so it couldn't be mass-produced. However, in the 1940s, scientists figured out how to mass-produce penicillin, and it became widely available. Penicillin was a miracle drug. It was the first true antibiotic, meaning that it could kill bacteria without harming the patient. Before penicillin, many bacterial infections were deadly, but now doctors could prescribe penicillin and save their patients. Penicillin is still used today to treat a wide variety of infections. It's one of the most important tools in any doctor's arsenal. Penicillin also revolutionized medicine. Before penicillin, doctors had to be extremely careful when treating patients. Any procedure that broke the skin could lead to a deadly infection. But with the advent of penicillin, doctors could perform surgeries without fear of infection. This led to major advances in surgery and other medical procedures. Fun fact, Fleming discovered penicillin by accident. He left a petri dish of bacteria on a windowsill, and it became contaminated by a mold. These are just a few of the many inventions that have changed the world. There are countless others that could have been included on this list, such as the telephone, the airplane, and the vaccine. What do you think? Did we miss your favorite invention? Let us know in the comments below. It's hard to imagine where we'd be today without these inventions. They've shaped our world in big and small ways. From the wheel, to the printing press, to electricity, to the internet and penicillin, these inventions have changed the way we live, work, play, and interact with the world around us. They've allowed us to communicate across vast distances, access information at our fingertips, travel to distant lands, and cure deadly diseases. As we reflect on the incredible impact of these inventions, let's take a moment to appreciate the ingenuity and creativity of the human mind. Each of these innovations was the product of someone's brilliant idea and determination to make a difference. They serve as a reminder that we are capable of truly remarkable things when we set our minds to it. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these inventions do you think had the biggest impact on the world? How do you think our world would be different without it? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Until next time.